Harper One and Harper Audio present Happy People Are Annoying by Josh Peck. This is the author. Sorry, I swear to God, I'm not going to read the whole book in that voice. Some names and identifying details in this book have been changed to protect the privacy of the individuals involved. Dedication. 4EAD. Introduction. Happy people are annoying. You're an amalgamation of trauma. I hate to break it to you, but there's a good chance that someone in the past 5 generations of your ancestral tree lived an incredibly unfair existence. So unfair, in fact, that their sole purpose was survival, and the thought of living a good life didn't go much further than making sure they had enough to eat that day. Can you believe that? No bucket list? No vision boards? I didn't stand a chance at being normal, and I'm guessing if you picked up a book with a sassy title like this one, you didn't either. My birth alone was fraught with an innumerable amount of fuckery, more on that in Chapter 1. However, because the instinct to procreate is so deeply embedded in our brain, because the best part of having kids is making them, our ancestors threw caution to the wind along with any and all forms of contraception available at the time and said, screw it, let's do it. They could have spared us this odd experiment that is existence, but they didn't, and thank God for tequila, lest many of us would have remained but sparkles in our parents' eyes. We're all playing catch-up. From the moment we're born, we're the beneficiaries of millennia of struggle. We've inherited the best and worst of everyone who came before us. We had no say in the matter. We didn't elect to be born, pick our parents, our circumstances, or our environment. People we've never met, people we've never even thought about, all had a hand in the hand we were dealt, and it's our job, as far as I can tell, to correct the bad behavior of everyone who came before us. I mean, what's there not to be happy about? Chapter 1. Sex and Delhi. Here's what I know. My father was a semi-handsome, older, curly-haired man who owned an apartment in Manhattan and a home in the country, which anyone who grew up in New York City knows is a sign of someone with disposable income and their shit together. In the dog days of summer, there is nothing more coveted than a friend with a country home and an open invitation so that you may escape the smell of hot trash and traffic, if just for the weekend. My father had it all. A thriving business, a wife and kids, and at 62, the makings of what should have been a triumphant victory march towards convalescence. Until he knocked up my mom, that is. Getting pregnant is both easier and harder than we think. As teens, we're conditioned to believe that a mere glance could get someone pregnant, that the safest course of action is to seal oneself inside a giant condom indefinitely until we have permission from God, our parents, and the president to procreate. And as we get older, of course, we're met with the reality that procreating can be quite difficult for some people, and an entire billion-dollar industry is devoted to those for whom getting pregnant is challenging. And while people are having kids successfully later and later these days, there is still the assumption that after 40, you might just want to adopt. My mom was 42. She had always wanted kids, but biology, being the cruel arbiter it is, had decided she had missed her sell-by date. Want is one thing, being a fit candidate to spawn new life is another, and the sands of time were not moving in her favor. It was a dream she'd given up on. An agreement one makes when they've crossed that invisible line that says, I suppose I'll just have to sleep in every day forever. So how, you may ask, how did the egg of a 42-year-old woman and the seed of a 62-year-old man, having hooked up only once, or so she tells me, also gross, intermingle to produce the icon speaking here before you? How did this miraculous bit of birthing occur, second only to the Immaculate Conception of Jesus himself? The answer simply is Delhi. It must be Delhi. The Carnegie Deli was a New York landmark for more than 79 years. Opened in 1929, it served its loyal customers oversized portions of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?